my name is Mrs Bimbo Kunle-Osunkunle and I'm the creative director of Cornucopia. I started Cornucopia about 15 years ago after working in banking for a number of years. I wanted to own my time and explore my creativity, and in doing so found out that I just had a thing with jewelry. I'm going to take you on a journey of how I started. Cornucopia is a premium handmade jewelry company, and at Cornucopia we design, manufacture and retail handmade jewelry using gemstones. For me, this has been a very interesting journey. I don't think I knew what I was getting into when I started Cornucopia. I just thought, oh, I discovered that I like making jewelry. I think I can make a business out of it, but I didn't know what I was getting into. So I would say it's been an interesting journey. I had recently resigned from my banking career, and I was pregnant with my second child, and so I had this exhibition about 2 weeks, I think, before I had my child. So I was determined to, because I had said to myself, I'm actually going to start a business. And everyone looking at me thought, are you really going to start a business, or you're just going to sleep in your house, you that you're very pregnant? So I was determined to hit the ground running. So I had my first exhibition. And so I would say technically that I started my business in February 2006. It's been a very interesting journey of learning, learning about myself, learning about business, learning that that the fact that you're creative doesn't automatically make you a business person. You have to learn that as well. And that's one of the things I've been very deliberate about, learning about the business, about business, because it's totally different from just knowing how to create or make jewelry or whatever else it is. For the first 5 years of running Cornucopia, I worked from home. My dining table was my workspace. And the interesting story about that, I always like to tell the story of the dining table. So I had gotten married a number of years before, and I had harassed my husband that this dining table, how can we not have a dining table? So he went somewhere, spent plenty of money on this dining table. I remember from Chess Center then. And when I resigned work, it was the expensive dining table that became my workspace. And after some time, before I moved out of the house, it had been damaged. It had all the scars from my work, And but in 2011, we moved from that dining table to our first showroom on Isaac John Street. That's number 24 Isaac John, and we're still on Isaac John now. This is number 58. Even though I say it so succinctly, it hasn't been as smooth as that. I remember that when I started, one of the things I felt that God was telling me was, I'm going to give you a niche. I'm going to carve a niche for you. So I held that. And another thing was, I told myself that if you're leaving banking to go and do this, then you must do it exceptionally well. And so those two things were like the foundation and all that. The fact that I felt that God had told me something, and the fact that I needed to do this exceptionally well. I needed to create jewelry pieces that people would say, was this made in Nigeria? I was very particular about those things. I started with my family and friends. The first exhibition I did was in my living room, and they were my friends. And then a friend would tell someone else, who would tell someone else. And then my ex-colleagues, remember, I was a banker. My ex-colleagues were also so I had the support of family, I had the support of friends who may have thought, oh, what's she doing? But they supported me anyway. And at the point when I needed to go beyond that, I had to get out of my comfort zone. And in those days, there was no Instagram. So you actually had to physically take your jewelry. I had to physically take my jewelry to company and go and show to people and have them buy. And those were the kind of things I had to do at the beginning. Eventually we had a store, but even with the store, I didn't sit back on my oars and say, oh, let them come. I still had to keep getting out of my comfort zone and being bold to talk to people and say, oh, this is what I do and all that. And of course, I took courses in marketing. I took business courses and I learned the importance of marketing. I grew my network through many of the business courses that I took. And it's important when you have a network as well, because it's the people that you know and know you that will buy whatever it is you have to offer and that will tell other people about you. So expanding my network over the years has also helped. And my husband, being the chief marketing manager, he would always tell, oh, have you heard of cornucopia? That's my wife's business. And he would actually tell people about it. And I remember those days, many of his friends would be people that would buy jewelry from me. It was difficult juggling a new business with a family, but it was also exciting because I now had, the ex-banker, now had time, physical time to be with my children because I was working from home. So I remember being constantly tired. It was hard, but it's also given me the unique opportunity to be there, physically there, as my children grew. So even though it wasn't easy juggling a new business and a growing family, it wasn't impossible, and I made it happen one way or the other. I'm here, they're fine. My favorite thing about being a creative is just the ability to think up something and sometimes sketch it and bring it to life. A few weeks ago, I was talking to my son and he was asking me about a new design that we have. And I showed him a sketch of it and I showed him the real one. And he was like, oh, wow. And you know, that's actually the power of when you imagine something and you bring it to life. And not only do you bring it to life, people love that design. They spend money on it, they start to wear it, and you see how it makes people happy. So I would say the favorite part is that, from idea to seeing it on everyday people wearing it. I would say the most challenging thing about running cornucopia or about keeping cornucopia relevant, I would say, is the need to keep growing. You know, as a creative, sometimes it's tempting to be in your little corner, creating pieces, and that is fine at first. But after some time, it becomes not enough, because beyond creating those pieces, you must sell those pieces, and you must get other people to share in those pieces, you know, by you selling them and all that. When it's family and friends buying, it's fine, but after some time that becomes not enough. You have to continue to stretch yourself, and stretching yourself when you start at 1 year is different from stretching yourself when it's 14 years. And so for me, the need to keep growing has been, I would say, the most challenging part that requires something of me all the time. At Cornucopia, we say we're elegance every day, everywhere. So our pieces are very versatile, they're very tastefully designed, and they're very classy, they're very stylish. So the ideal Cornucopia woman would be a woman that is stylish, that is elegant, naturally elegant, and whether she's wearing one of our more understated pieces or something that is a bit bolder, she is comfortable with what she's wearing. And I like the fact that many women have told me that when they wear cornucopia, even if they're wearing their scruffy jeans and a t-shirt, once they throw on a piece of cornucopia, they instantly feel like $1 million. When you buy a cornucopia piece, one of the things we say is, we want you to pick it up in 5 years and you can still rock it and feel good, right? So in as much as we have pieces that are on trend, we also are very, very particular about creating pieces that are timeless, that are easy to wear, and that are versatile. That means today you wear it with a t-shirt, tomorrow you wear it to a wedding. And as we design every piece, we look at that piece and we're thinking, oh, who will wear this? Where will they wear it to? And how long, will this remain relevant? And also, another thing that has helped us to remain relevant is for example, when I'll give the example of social media. And at first, I would say, for example, I didn't take it seriously in, for example, early 2012 when everyone was, or 2010, I don't remember exactly, in the early part of the decade. But I realized, oh, this is important. So I had to get out of my comfort zone. And even though our designs were still nice, get it out there to where more people could see it. And that required me to get out of my comfort zone. So I would say we've remained relevant also by me getting out of my comfort zone as a business person and saying, we have to try this, we have to try that. Over the years, I've done different kinds of trainings. We started with some years ago with training teens, during the summer holidays on how to make jewelry. It was basically about them exploring their creativity through the means of jewelry making or jewelry design. So that's what we've done in the past. Last year, I launched my online course, From Creativity to Profit, which teaches people, jewelry designers and makers, the business side of this skill. Because it's not enough, as I've said in the past, as I've said before, to know how to make jewelry. You have to know how to make money from making jewelry. So that's what my online course is about. And we're working right now on some more online courses about basic jewelry techniques that people can learn. And another thing that we've also done, we're working more on now, is also going into communities and teaching less privileged young ladies how to make basic jewelry designs. Because it's so important that when people learn a skill, it's forever, and they can do so much with it. And so that's why we're going into communities. That's why I'm particular about the training, because I think it has such an ability to impact lives and all that. And when I look at myself, I learned basic jewelry design. Of course, over the years, I've built on it. But that basic jewelry design and techniques was enough for me to leave my banking job and take the risk of starting a business and see where I am today. If I hadn't learned it, I would never have been able to do this. My name is Mrs Bimbo Kunle-Osunkunle, and I'm the creative director of Cornucopia. I've run Cornucopia for about 15 years now. It started very, very small, but it's grown over the years. One of the things I have learned on this journey, is the importance of learning, continue to learn, continue to grow as a person. And if you're thinking of starting something, whether it's a jewelry business or whatever it is that's in your heart that you want to start, I'd like to tell you that if I could do it, I know you can too. So go for it, don't be afraid, and even if you're afraid, do it anyway, because you can.